The only reason why it takes you so long to achieve your dream life is because it takes you so long to embody the version of you that already has it. There's 3 things that happen when you actually become the version of you that already has it. First of all is the 4-minute mile effect. The 4-minute mile effect is literally something that happened where someone ran a mile in 4 minutes in like the running world, okay? No one had ever done this before, but the second somebody showed everyone that it was possible in their consciousness, that is when everyone else started to do it. So first of all, you can start looking at other people and seeing who has your dream life, use them as an inspiration, start actually becoming the person that has it based on who you've seen having it. Start becoming the person of you that actually has the thing that you want. So obviously getting crystal clear on what is it you want, and then start doing it. And then secondly, what happens is you actually trick your brain into thinking that you already have it. And when your brain thinks that you already have it, then it creates it. It literally, you're wiring together those neural pathways that tell you that you already have it. And therefore, when they're wired together, you do have it. And so therefore, then you will think, act, and speak in accordance with the person that already has it. Because you have told your brain that that is the new version of you. That is your new self-concept. That's the fastest way to rewire your self-concept, is by actually just acting as the person that you want to become. No exceptions. I mean, literally, who has the habits? Who has the discipline? Who goes to the gym? Who dresses like they want to dress? Who speaks like they want to speak? Who creates and earns money through the thing that they want to do? Do that now, and you will fake it until you make it. This is why faking it until you make it works so well. You will literally trick your mind into thinking you already have it now, and therefore it will then be the brain that has it now. Your brain right now will be the brain that has it now. Your brain will be the brain right now, and you think that you will only have that brain then, but really you will literally rewire it to have that now. And then your brain will physically create that reality because it believes it to be true. Believing is the secret. That's why they say feeling is the secret, because when you feel it real, then you believe it real. When you feel it real, you believe it real. So the best way to feel is to do, is to take the aligned action, to be, to embody, okay? Screw all the techniques out there, be. Literally embody. Do everything you can to bring that version of you into you and your life right now, and overcome the blocks. Like, if you feel funny doing those things, do them anyway. Have the courage to do it anyway. Nothing comes to people who wait, who ponder, who are afraid. If you're afraid of being in the unknown, that is the alarm bells ringing that you need to be more in the unknown, that you need to get more comfortable with being in difficult situations. And we talk about this in inner work, but if you're afraid of doing something, you should do that more. The best way to expand your manifestation rubber band, and literally I've done a masterclass on this, it should be linked down below as soon as it's uploaded, but the best way to expand your rubber band through all of the techniques that I teach in there, but the best way to actually do that is to literally sit down and get uncomfortable more often. And then you will be less uncomfortable living the dream life because you're used to being uncomfortable. You're used to discomfort. Your body doesn't react as much. In fact, actually, taking things like ice showers, where you put ice cubes on your face, going to new places, all of those things, they're actually good for your nervous system, because they teach your nervous system to calm down. They teach your mind to create and deal with and create new coping mechanisms. They are the best techniques for your inner work. There is so many ways you can expand your rubber band in order to actually step into that dream life version of you. But the first stage is courage. Courage to do it anyways. Nobody will get anywhere by being fearful of their dream life. In fact, that is the number one thing that people struggle with, is I'm scared to step in the unknown because it's unsafe. I'm scared to step in the unknown because what if I don't deserve it? I'm scared to step in the unknown because what if I self-sabotage? All of these things are the things that we need to overcome by doing it friggin' anyway. Like, when you're visualizing, when you're sat there visualizing in the moment, you are getting yourself, like through stats, like Neville Goddard stats, right? You are getting yourself into the end reality, but like on this tiny little minuscule scale, because yes, you're rewiring normal pathways. Yes, you are stepping into the new reality, but at the end of the day, it's only in your mind. And at the end of the day, it's going to be in your mind for a lot longer than it needs to be, than if you was to visualize and take action and do the thing and actually start stepping into the life that you have just seen in your mind. Yes, you need to see it in your mind first, because creation comes from the mind. You need to actually think of the idea first to create the idea. So yes, great, visualize and everything like that, but people are missing the action. They're missing the aligned action. And you're probably thinking like, what is aligned action? Aligned action, to give you the literal, most direct, simple answer, because this used to be me, so don't worry about it. This used to be me. I was like, what the F is aligned action? Why is everyone taking me to take I don't know what aligned action is. I can take action, I can go up and take a walk, but what is aligned action? Okay, so aligned action is literally knowing your values and your beliefs. So getting to truth with, what do I want from my life? Like, there is so many inner work questions you can ask yourself. There's so much self-development. Journal every day. Swear to me, you will journal every single day. Get your thoughts on paper. How do I feel right now? How am I feeling about the day? My worries, my whatever it is, your thoughts on paper, you will discover your desires within no time. How do you think about the day? How do you think about your teacher? How do you think about the person at work? How do you think about your employee or the people on YouTube? Whatever it is, get it on paper. You'll discover yourself, and you will also come up with desires. You'll start saying things like, oh, I wish I want this, I wish I had that, and maybe you start gratitude journaling and you start acting as if in there. But that is the best way to self-discover what you want, your desires and your values. Sit down and tell yourself, what is the top 5 things that I love in life? What do I love about life? Right? You could say creativity. To be fair, right? If you say 10 things that you love about your life, right, you start saying videography. Say, for instance, me, I'd be like, oh, I love fashion. I love YouTube and videography. I love photography. I also love traveling. I love freedom. I love eating healthily. I love inner work, okay? And then you narrow it down to 5 things. So videography, photography goes into creativity. That's one value. Then fashion, makeup, hair, nail art, it all comes under femininity. So that's my second value. Then I love passive princess, freedom. I love traveling, all of those things. There you go. Freedom is my third value. Then I also love having fun, playing in my inner child. I love just doing like wacky, wild things that keep me alive. I love adventure. There's my 4th value. That's how simple it is to get in tune with your values. I go over it in Paid to Exist anyways, like step by step. But if you can just do it through what I'm saying right now, great. But we still go over it all in detail anyways. And so get into tune with your values. What do I want from life? What are my desires? The second self-discovery question to discover what you actually want so you can start embodying it, right? And take aligned action. So we're getting there, right? We're getting there. How to take aligned action. The second way on how to know what you want in order to take the aligned action on it is to literally ask yourself my self-discovery question that I always bang on about. And that is, if you had all the money in the world and all of the time in the world, what would you do with your days? And I ask myself this all the time, okay? Every month, every few months, I will check in with myself to make sure there's no new desires that I need to start doing right now. Because else, if I don't bring up those desires, they will forever remain in the back of my mind, and I'll forever have this resentful mindset of knowing that I haven't done it even though I wanted to do it. So like bringing those up, doing this question all the time. Journaling is also, like I said, journaling every morning is a great way to bring up those desires as well. So ask yourself, what would I do if I had all the money in the world, all the time in the world? Get honest with yourself. Get through all of the crap first, okay? Get through the binging, okay? The dopamine binging, like going to the cinema, playing all my games, going shopping and buying all the nice things. Great, but they're not gonna feed your soul, okay? They are all things that your mind wants to do because they would be satisfying, and that's your consumption artist, right? Oh, I'd sit and watch all the YouTube videos in the world. Great, but then what? Okay? Then your heart will start telling you what you want, okay? So after you've asked yourself that question, then you can sit down and say, oh, maybe I'd like to do art. Maybe I would like to do fashion design, like maybe I'd like to do YouTube, maybe I'd like to do all of these other things, then you can start actually getting to tune with it. So get to tune with your values, ask yourself this self-discovery question, start journaling every single day, especially the moment you wake up, to get out all of the subconscious things that have been going on when you're asleep, because when you're asleep, that's your subconscious running. So as soon as you wake up, if you journal, oh my god, all the good stuff, all the juices, all the creative juices, that's when you're going to be able to like literally bring them out onto paper. That's when you're going to be able to discover your truest self. So do these 3 things, then now you can do the aligned action. Okay, so aligned action is literally just, now you know your values, now you know your desires, now you know what you would do if you had nothing else to do in this entire world. Maybe there's no one else on the earth. What would you do if you was alone on this earth? Money didn't matter. You moved to Mars. Pretend you moved to Mars. That's a good way. Oh my god. Pretend you literally moved to Mars and like currency doesn't exist. Robots are real. There's no need for money. Time isn't limited. You can just live and be. There's a universal currency. You know how they're saying when robots come alive, we can have universal currency and everyone can just live and be. What would you do if you lived on Mars and you had a universal currency? If you had everything you needed, you could go and buy a sewing machine. You could go and buy a massive canvas. You could go and buy 1,000,000 books and write 1,000,000 books. You could go and buy the best camera. You could go and buy the best TV. What would you do then? Okay. So then when you've got your values, so say like your 5 values, your desires will usually look like you living out your values. Your desires, your truest, most aligned, heart-aligned manifestation will usually look like you living your life in alignment with all 5 values. That's where all of your manifestations will come from, is from these 5 values. It could be 4 values, whatever you want to narrow it down to. It doesn't matter. I put my values on my vision board to remind me every day of them so I can align every single decision that I make with my values, because a lot of the time you will say yes to things that aren't aligned and you will say no to things that were aligned, but it's just you didn't realize the truest desires enough to take aligned action on them. So you end up taking other action, but it's not aligned, and then the manifestation doesn't really occur very fast because it wasn't aligned. And when it's not aligned, there's no heart frequency, and your heart frequency is the thing that attracts the thing. So if it's not happened yet, it's probably because it's not aligned as well. So then you can take the aligned action. Then you can start being the person. So this is the aligned action now. I'm going to quickly brief over this because it's very simple. Very simple. Okay, it's just many people probably don't explain it properly. So aligned action is literally you making sure that your life features all of your values. So say it's 5 values like I have. So say it's the femininity, creativity, travel, adventure, and self-development. That's my 5th value. Every single thing in my life has to align with these values. Self-development is my YouTube. YouTube is also creativity. YouTube for me is also femininity. YouTube provides me with freedom. YouTube provides me with travel because freedom. YouTube, the reason why I came up with, if there was nothing on this earth for me to do, what would I do? And I came up with YouTube is because I didn't realize it at the time, because I didn't even know my values at the time. I was just journaling on a walk in nature, asking myself this question. It came up. I didn't realize why it came up. I was like, cool, okay, guess I want to do that. Then when I got in tune with my values, I realized, holy friggin' crap, it meets every single one. And that is when you take aligned action. When it aligns with your values. When you're manifesting, embody your dream life. If it aligns with your values, and then embody it by doing the things, actually doing it. So YouTube is something that I do now. That was me taking aligned action. But also I started to dress how I want to dress. My area is not known for dressing like nicely. It's known for dressing very, very casual. Okay, everyone wears sweats, gym gear, hoodies, leggings. You guys know the drill. It's probably the same for your area. I don't live in London, okay? I don't live anywhere fancy. There's no reason for anyone to dress remotely nice. I decided to start wearing dresses in the winter time. I was like, I don't care. I'm wearing them. I'm wearing my summer dresses in the winter time. I'm just going to dress them up, wear some tights with them. That was me living in alignment with my femininity, getting in tune with my creativity, getting in tune with the dream version of me, because at the end of the day, the dream version of you is the version of you that lives out all of your values. Dream me is the version of me that does every single thing in my life that's aligned with these 5 things that I love and adore. And there's things in my life right now I'm still trying to get rid of because they're not aligned with these 5 things. My last business wasn't even aligned with any one of these things. In fact, maybe it allowed me to do a bit of creativity, but that was about it. And even then, it wasn't creativity in terms of what I actually love, okay? There's people in your life that aren't aligned with your values right now. There's people in my life that I got rid of that I never talked to ever again because they're not aligned with me and they don't have the same values as me. All of my friends and people in my life right now have at least one thing in common with my values. For example, my fiance, Aaron, he has so many values that also aligns with me. He also wants freedom. He also wants adventure. He's also into self-development. He's also into creativity. The people, when you get in tune with like your actual true heart desires, your values, the things that you love, then you can start disintegrating every single thing in your life that doesn't align with your values. And so therefore, getting aligned with your values is taking aligned action. This is like self-development 101. Goal setting, realizing your goals, taking action on your goals. It's not woo-woo. I know manifestation sometimes to some people seems woo-woo, but this is science. This is basic psychology. You set goals. It's been around for ages. You set goals, you realize your goals, and you take action on your goals, and then your goals will happen. Wow! That's literally all aligned action is. There's nothing woo-woo about it, in fact. But if you want to get super sciencey, just know that when your actions are aligned with your values and the things that you love, your heart frequency has been proved to be felt by up to 10 foot around of you, like a big vortex, which is why a lot of people can feel other people's energy a lot of the time, because your hearts are emitting an energy. Love is the highest frequency along with authenticity. So you emit love and authenticity from your heart. It can be felt by up to 10 feet around you. And there's even studies to suggest that actually they're thinking that it's actually unlimited. So which means that you are emitting a frequency into the world, into like a higher consciousness at all times. At all times. In fact, a lot of people say that if you wake up really early in the morning, everything feels so quiet. I could say everything feels quiet now. Like if you listen, no noise. I don't feel like everything is quiet though. But if you notice when you wake up very early in the morning, you know you're the only one awake. There's something about the world that's so crisp and quiet, and it's probably because there is no consciousness going on. There is nobody floating in the consciousness. There's no thoughts, there's no feelings. It's just you. It's just quietness. That is people's heart frequencies being admitted. You can probably feel other people's frequencies, whether the consciousness and the frequency is separate. Either way, you can feel other people's frequencies, okay? And your heart frequency is the strongest one. That is the one that people can feel. That is the one that will magnetize your desires to you. That is the one that will pull the things to you. So yes, it's so important to get aligned with your desires. If your desires are not aligned, they will not happen, or they will happen very, very slowly. And then when you get them, you will realize you don't want them. You'll have wasted your time, just like I did so many times. And then you'll end up going on another goose chase of, oh my God, what do I think I want now? Because it's not this. So what do I think I want now? Okay, well, I think I want this, so I'm going to go after this. And then you just go around in circles. So you may as well just get in tune with your heart in the first place. Discover your values, do your inner work around it, and start embodying it. And actually align your life with the dream version of you. And then guess what? You'll have it now. Amazing. And like I said in probably another video, dream boards, vision boards, honestly, the best way to do it, because now I see it all the time in my living room because I'm always in here recording videos. It's there all the time. My values, I get recommended. I get reminded of my values. I'm sitting on the sofa at night time, reminded of my values. I always put it here. Literally, Aaron will watch the TV. He'll turn the TV off, put it back on again for me. Because how you treat yourself is how other people treat you, by the way. So, you know, and never put your vision board on the floor. That is not saying anything good. That is not a good vibration. So yeah, I'm going to go now anyways. Have a lovely, lovely day. And I'll see you in the next one for day 6. of manifestation, inner work.